How do cranial movements go with development? Our brain is meant to be, or our skull is meant to be open or sublux during infant development. Any kind of changes to the brain, from the little flower headbands to HIE brain cooling, you need to understand, or a headline IV, you need to understand that these will affect cranial movements and therefore can affect or will affect development. Something to look at. So again, I'm not here to teach anatomy, but these are your parietal bones. They go here in your skull, right? Now, most people think I have this. Well, you'll see these kind of movements in children that did not have cranial movements, either due to seizures, there's so many things that can go into it, didn't have the proper cranial movements. Now they're past the age of fusion. Fusion starts at 9 months to 18 months, goes on to your 20, but the main fusions happen prior to walking, right? You want walking before the skull starts to fuse. So when you're working on milestones that are past cranial fusions, you have to work with cranial movements. This is why you'll see a tendencies of kids to have, their heads being off, right? So if I'm going into walking, this is what it's supposed to look like when I walk. Now, if you felt my head, which some of you will get to do this weekend when we do the beginner's touch, you'll get to feel me up. And if you want to feel movement, let me tell you, I'm not the most amazing creature out there, but I mean, my system responds very well to movement, and I don't mind being worked on. And so that's what you're looking for when you're walking, right? And so this is why, again, even the little bow flowers that we put on babies and this, that, and the other, the headbands, guys, just stop. Again, let the movements happen. And this is how you should be seeing the cranial movements. And if you don't, and you can't feel them, right, it's the cranial suture midlines are, gosh, they're in the laser course. That's an amazing piece of information, or going into my cranial work. But that's what it's there for, right? To understand development is to understand. So again, I'm looking for my cranial movements, and here Michelle's going to bring in vision. I have one eye coming in or something like this. Well, guess what? That'll put strain. And this is where, again, I have got this stuff on pronation. You can't fix the feet, in a sense, without going to where the stress is coming from. And so you will see those kind of movement informations going through the human body and weaken the foot. Don't believe me? Stand up, sit down, and now cross your eyes and try and stand up, and sit, and you will feel the pronation into the feet. So by the saying, and I didn't mean to give someone a hard time, like, oh, they just need confidence, they'll get it. Guys, it's movement. Movement is like 1 + 1 is 2. You can't sit there and tell me 1 + 1 is now 3, right? And you'd all argue with me. It's just not the case. That's what development is. It's really quite simple, but you can't take certain movements and get something else. We can't change the markers of where we are in development, and this is what the government's doing, and still get development, right? So I'm here to clarify it so people understand all that and bring it back into place. Thanks. Patty, how are you? How's Mr. Gary? Love you. Sorry I didn't get to see you last week. And hopefully I'll see you soon, but I hope you're well. And anyway, thanks guys. See you in a bit.